The garden was silent, except for the soft rustle of leaves. Eve stood before the only tree that was off limits. The serpent, more crafty than any other creature, didn't use force, he used doubt. Did God really say, "You must not eat from any tree in the garden"? He hissed. Eve looked at the fruit, it was beautiful, and the serpent promised it would make her wise like God. The boundary between innocence and shadow was now just a heartbeat away. Eve reached out. The fruit felt heavy and real in her hand. She took a bite, the sweetness turning to a strange, cold realization in her chest. She turned and gave some to Adam, who was with her. He didn't argue, he ate too. In an instant, the eyes of their spirits were opened, but not to glory, to shame. For the first time, they felt naked and afraid. They scrambled to sew fig leaves together to hide themselves. Hearing the wind change as the world tilted away from perfection. In the cool of the evening, the familiar sound of God's presence moved through the trees. Usually, Adam and Eve would run toward him with joy. This time, they sprinted into the thickest bushes, trembling. "Where are you?" God called out. He knew, but he wanted them to speak. Adam's voice came from the shadows, shaky and small. "I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid." The peace of Eden was shattered by the first argument. When God asked if they had eaten from the forbidden tree, Adam didn't protect Eve, he pointed his finger. "The woman you put here with me, she gave me some fruit." Then Eve pointed at the serpent. The cycle of passing the blame had begun. God turned to the serpent and cursed him to crawl on his belly in the dust, promising that one day, a seed of the woman would crush his head. Everything changed. God made garments of skin for Adam and Eve to clothe them, the first sacrifice for their mistake. Because they had chosen to know evil, they could no longer stay in the place of pure good. With heavy hearts, they walked toward the east gate. Behind them, God placed a mighty cherubim with a flaming sword that turned every way to guard the way to the tree of life. The gates of the first home were closed, and Adam and Eve stepped out into a world that would now require sweat, toil, and tears. Watch out for more.